Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be finally filming my April wrap-up video. So let me just go ahead and say that April was not my best reading month whatsoever. This is actually probably one of the worst reading months I've had as far as ratings for books go, and just the amount of books that I read. I didn't really read that much. It was just a very busy month. I've had a very busy past few months actually, just with everything going on in my life. So hopefully I will be getting into a more consistent rhythm soon, hopefully. But yeah, let's just go ahead and talk about the books that I read in April. So the first book that I'm going to be talking about is The Maid by Nita Prose. So this was actually the book club pick for the Coffee Break Book Club, which is mine and Sydney's book club. This was one of the picks for the month, and the conclusion is that it was just kind of average for me. I think I ended up giving it 3 stars. It wasn't horrible, it just was kind of okay. I thought that the main character was really likable. Her name is Molly, and she just, like, her outlook on life is just kind of hilarious. This is not a spoiler, this is on page like 20. Her grandmother had just died, and she comes into work like literally the very next day, and her boss is like, it's okay to take the day off, like, you know, and she's like, why? My grandmother died, not me. And you're just kind of like, okay, I mean, true, but we thought you would need, you know, a break. It's just funny. So the main character is really likable. I just thought that, like, the ending and, like, the plot twist and all of that, I just felt like everything was just kind of mediocre, so I wasn't, like, a super fan of it. And next up, we read The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. This was another book club pick for the month. We always pick 2, and I actually hated this book, but I didn't like The Guest List by Lucy Foley either. For this book in particular, like, I'm literally giving it 1 star. I did not like this at all. Yeah, it's just not good. There were so many point of views that everything was just so chaotic the whole book. I also did not feel like attached to any of the characters, like, at all by any means. And also, like, the guy in the very beginning of the book, like the very first chapter that gets, like, kidnapped or abducted or whatever, it starts off with him being abducted, so we'd have no connection to him. Therefore, throughout the entire book, when his sister is trying to find him, I don't care, because I didn't even know the character to begin with. So it just was not well thought out, I feel like, and it was not really organized well. So I did not enjoy this at all. And if anyone cares, I will not be reading any more Lucy Foley ever, probably. Next up, I read The Push by Ashley Audrain. I did really like this one. I gave this one 4.5 stars. I thought this one was great, actually. I thought the plot twist at the end was really good. I liked the characters. I liked the way the book was set up, because we did have, like, some flashback moments to help us understand the main character. I thought the concept was really great. I really had no issues with this book whatsoever. I would recommend this one. I would not recommend any of those other 2, I don't think, but I would recommend this one if you're looking for, like, a quick thriller kind of book. This one would be perfect because it's super short, but it's very entertaining. It's very gripping, very thrilling, so I would recommend reading this one if you're looking for something like this. Next up, you guys, getting into the one and only 5-star of the month, The Deal by Ella Kennedy. So I read this as part of Sydney's 24-hour romance readathon that she hosts every single month, and right now we are reading through the off-campus series. So we read The Deal, and then this month we will read The Mistake, and so on and so forth. Love the characters, love the whole vibe of the book. Like, I loved the story. I really loved every single thing about this book, which is why I gave it 5 stars. I would also say it's not cheesy. It's just definitely cheesy at times, but I kind of expected that, and I kind of loved that about it. But if you're not into these, like, light, fluffy, cheesy things, then you're not gonna like this. But I loved it. It's been going around BookTube and BookTok and all of that kind of stuff, so I'm really glad that I was able to get to it this month, and I'm really excited for the second book. Like, so excited. And next up, I read Good Girls Die First by Catherine Foxfield. So, whoa. This one I read in my readathon that I host once a month, which is called the Recovery Readathon. And basically that is a 24-hour period where we are trying to reboot, relax, and read. So you can read as much or as little as you want. And it's basically just a time for you to reset your mind, you know, your body, your emotions, like whatever that is, just kind of relax and just chill. But also recover your TBR if you're behind. And for me, it's typically to recover from my TBR. But I ended up reading this one as one of the books, and I did enjoy this one. This one takes place in, like, an abandoned amusement park, so it definitely was a cool atmosphere, but I just felt like it was just kind of bland. I don't know, it's just kind of like meh, which is kind of sad because I think this cover is just stunning. It's still one of my favorite covers. It was really fun, but it just wasn't like anything like spectacular, or like wasn't anything like I hadn't seen before, so I wasn't like mesmerized by it, but it was still really good and I would recommend this one. I think I'd end up giving it 3.5 stars. But yeah, so it did pretty well in my book. I don't know, but I would recommend it if you're looking for something, you know, kind of spooky, takes place in an abandoned amusement park, which is so cool, by the way. I would recommend reading this one because I did have a good time. But it also could be that I felt that it was bland because I was reading it from the hours of like 7 p.m. to like 4 a.m. So I could have just lost it at the end. So it might not have been the book. It might have just been me. And then the last book that I read in the month of April was The Murder Game. I read this in that same readathon with Good Girls Die First. And this one I did really enjoy. I'm going to give this one 4 stars actually. It was so fun and I really did have the best time with all of these characters, and I thought like the premise of it was really great, and I even thought the synopsis did a great job of telling me enough to get me intrigued but not too much. Oh my goodness. To where I was gonna be like bored by the time I got to the book because I know what happens. So I did really enjoy this one. It went by super fast, so if you're looking for like a really quick read, this one is really good. And Good Girls Die First actually was a really quick read too. They're not like short books, they're just easy to read. For one, the font is so large in both of them because I'm pretty sure they are YA books, but the font is super large, spacing is great. Chapters are short, which is awesome. I love short chapters. This one was a good time too. But that is all of the books that I ended up reading in the month of April. I should have finished 2 more books, but I got very, very behind and didn't get to them. So hopefully May is the month for me. Hopefully I get everything done that needs to be done. But that is the gist of my April reading wrap up. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I apologize if it was a little bit too short. I can't help that I only read 6 books, okay? Hopefully in May it'll be a little bit longer because I will have read a little bit more. That is gonna be, it's gonna be everything. Thank you so much for watching this video and I will see you in